Okay, you made it to the fourth and final assignment of A Walk in the Center, Volume 3. So, again, you're gonna learn something very valuable. On this last assignment, you're going to be setting up the document for what's called fillable forms. You will use the original Legacy package, which is a very simple package. The content control package is a little more involved, so I didn't bother with it for this particular assignment. I just said, hey, we're going to set up the document so that people, upon receiving the document, can hop from fillable form, like you see here's an example of a form. You'll be able to, of a text form. They'll be able to hop from area to area of the document, filling in the items that they need to fill in for their, that's the key, their particular scenario. So it's literally a form that can be saved. The recipient can only fill in the fillable areas, which you'll be setting up. The rest of the document is locked and off limits, so they cannot change any of the other text. The only text they can have access to is the text or the areas of the document that is set up for the form itself. So here's one. We didn't do the others yet, but you can see all these lines. They're going to have fillable form because the person is going to have to jump from area to area, filling in the proper information. So that's why we need to set it up for fillable forms. Okay, so those are text box form field. That's an example of a text box form field. If I go to the end, I want to show you, let me just see if I can get to the end, give you an example of what they call a, I'm going to try it. Okay. Example of what they call a text box form field. So there you go. Exhibit A and B, I'll show you how to set up the little text boxes so that when a person clicks in them, they'll get an X. If they click in A, they'll get an X. If they click in B, they'll get an X. It's setting up a fillable form checkbox, they call it. Even though it'll produce an X, it's called a fillable form checkbox. Then at the end of the entire form, I'll show you how to deal with the back of the form. Okay? The back of the form, again, with the exception of the very first line, we're going to have to print out the documents. In a real life situation, you would print out this document and the person would sign it, and then using the fillable form areas, we would pop in the name and the title and the debtor name, record owner, and the debtor chief executive office address. Just pop in all that information for that particular client, or the client themselves would be keying it in, hopping from one fillable form field to another, putting in the material that they need for their scenario. So it becomes like a template. Once it's done, it becomes like a template that can be sent to anybody. The individual that receives it will not be able to change any of the what they call boilerplate text. That's the text that's off limits and unable to be changed by the recipient. The recipient will simply have the ability to hop to each and every fillable form field and then pop in whatever they need. And you hop from field to field using your tab key. So I will take you literally in your fourth and last assignment, I will take you through putting together a fillable form piece by piece by piece. You'll become very familiar with it, very simple routine, and you'll learn a lot from this as well. So when you're done with the form, if you want to send it to me for review, I'd love to see it. You can send it to lewis@advanced2.com. So make sure you make use of the book, which will rip apart each and every assignment. Take advantage of it. I didn't leave anything out, and that's for your benefit, so that you don't have to try to figure out or guess how you're going to do something. I give you all the answers within the book. But this is a good experience. When you finish these 4 assignments, you will have picked up a lot of good technique and information. So good luck with the last assignment, and I will await your finished assignment in the email. Thanks again.